Hello and welcome back to the Celtic Way. We are, as the headline says, we are Celtic Way reacting to the Celtic press conference. This is today, previewing the Livingston game on Sunday at the Tony Macaroni, and Brendan Rodgers and Joe Hart faced the media today, and they were excellent. I'm Tony Haggerty at Haggerty10 on the X or Twitter handle, and I'm joined once again by Ryan McGinley at the Ryan McGinley. Long time no see and long time no speak, young man.
Absolutely. It's been a pretty long day. I don't know about you. It's been a long day from starting off and doing the morning briefing to finishing off doing an evening briefing. At least we've got that symmetrical sort of shape to things as well. So we've got the morning briefing and then the evening briefing. And we thank everybody that's joining us so far. We're getting people coming in every minute or so. So we really do appreciate everybody joining us as we react to the press conferences from both Brendan Rodgers and Joe Hart this afternoon.
Fridays are preordained, aren't they? You strap yourselves in for a long day on a Friday, so that's just the way it is, especially if the press conferences are on Friday, and most of them tend to be Thursday or Friday. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. We know you've got busy, hectic schedules in your life, but we appreciate you for coming on board. And before we get into the nitty gritty, we've got some top notch sponsor chat, and Ryan's going to talk us through that. Take it away, sir. Oh, you muted yourself, Ryan.
I have muted myself. It'd be great if I unmuted myself before I started. Unless people can
lip
read me. Yeah, absolutely. So as always, we are sponsored by MPH Boilers and Wiesmann as well. So we're thrilled to have Wiesmann, a global leader in the boiler industry, known for top-notch German engineering, sponsor our podcast. And what's more exciting, they've teamed up with Scotland's very own award-winning installation team, MPH Boilers, making this a perfect match right here in Scotland. Wiesmann's boilers are engineered to deliver not just warmth, but unparalleled efficiency and reliability. We're talking about cutting-edge technology that's designed to save you on energy bills and reduce emissions. With MPH Boilers, you know you're getting service from the best in the business, a local team that's committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. As part of this incredible partnership, when you choose a Wiesmann boiler installed by MPH Boilers, which is above, you'll also get a free internet controller, making it a breeze to manage your heating anytime, anywhere. Plus, they're offering the first year service free. It's all about giving you peace of mind and making sure you're looked after. So, if your boiler is showing its age, or if you're considering an upgrade, this is your chance to get world-class engineering with local expert service. Wiesmann and MPH Boilers, it's a match made in Scotland. Make sure to check them out and take the first step towards a warmer, more efficient home. And we thank them for sponsoring today's video, as they do with all of our videos. And we're also currently doing our own brand deal with the Celtic Way. 6 months of access for just £1. Plus a Kyogo Furuhashi print from renowned football artist made by Frankie, who's had work with the Scotland FA as well as Manchester United too, and Celtic Way offers in the past. So if you're looking for the best Celtic content that the internet has to offer, then look no further than the Celtic Way. On there this morning we had Tony's piece on Lubo Moravchik and all the magic moments he gave the club in his couple of years he had, or not a couple of years, he was there for about 3-4 years, wasn't he? So yeah, if you're looking to get the best Celtic content internet-wise, then look no further than the Celtic Way. £1 for 6 months, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe, and yeah, get involved. But let's get into the good stuff, Tony.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ryan. Bit of a mouthful for your young self, but appreciate that. But there you go. Yeah, the good stuff. Brendan Rodgers and Joe Hart were talking about Livingston on Sunday. 2 more sleeps, as I rightly pointed out to you this morning, Ryan. We're both buzzing for it, excited about it. Yeah, indeed. Jim Dillon coming in there, 2 more sleeps. We'll both be there at the Tony Macaroni Arena on Sunday. Looking forward to that, no end. But first of all, I'll take Brendan Rodgers, Ryan. I thought he was brilliant today in terms of how he handled Hazel Finn. Loved how Brendan dealt with the question about next weekend, 1 game at a time. I homed in on that, and there'll be an article going up on the website about what my thoughts were on that. 7 o'clock, in fact, 8 o'clock tonight, Ryan, something like that, won't it? Probably, round about then, hopefully. You've muted yourself
I've muted
again,
myself again. I'm used to just trying to get the background noise out of the way. It's actually up just now. I'll need to social that once we're off, but I did put it to 7 o'clock. So that is available on the website just now. Once we're finished, of course, please make your way to the website and you'll get that latest piece.
Yeah, I'll put it in the comments section then for people who are on here. There it is, as if by magic, it appears. Yes, there it's there. Thank you for that, Ryan. You did schedule for 7. Yeah, and the reason that's the headline is years ago, Jockstein used to say you only get the same 2 points for beating everybody else as you do Rangers. And I thought that was a classic case of that today by Brendan Rodgers when he deflected all talk about Rangers and the fans and all that kind of stuff to the Livingston game when he said, we have a game this weekend. Loved that from Rodgers. Just that, we spoke a lot about when Ange Postecoglou said that laser focus, Ryan. But the laser focus is certainly on the lines and playing at Almond Vale, Tony Macaroni, West Lothian, call it what you like, on Sunday, isn't it? And I really liked the way he steered that around back to that before lots of other questions about Rangers were asked. Celtic's next game is the most important one, and it's against Livingston.
Yeah, I know that it reminded you of not arguably about it, Celtic's most famous and decorated manager of all time, but it also reminded me of his predecessor in Ange Postecoglou, the way that he sort of batted off that question. I like it when Brendan Rodgers shows his teeth in press conferences.
Yep.
He shows that he's got a bit of bite about him, and it shows that he really cares about what he's doing at this moment in time. We know that is definitely the case, which is absolutely brilliant to see. I think he's sort of installed a siege mentality with his players and with the way that he's dealing with the broadcast media, with the way that he's answering questions. I'm just delighted to see that that's the way that he's going from now until the end of the season. There is no worry about where his head is at. His head is firmly on this title race and making Celtic double winners, which would encompass both the league and Scottish Cup double at the end of the season. He's got 10 games in which to do so. He looks laser focused. That tunnel vision is very much on. And he's just looking. I think he's just looking forward to Sunday's game. I know he'll be watching it from the view of the stand, but he'll still be buzzing for it all the same. I'm sure that he struggles with international breaks as much as the rest of us do. He'll be desperate to see Celtic take to the field again and look to get another 3 points on the board.
A career first for him. He mentioned Ryan on Sunday. He's never watched a game from the stands in his whole managerial life, and all the chapters. Been at Chelsea, Watford, Reading, Swansea, Leicester, Celtic. Never been sent off or been suspended or had anything like that. So, yeah, it'll be a new experience for him. Not one he certainly wants to repeat, but certainly he says that the lines of communication will be there and he trusts John Kennedy et al. On the coaching side of it to, implement his message, but he also trusts the players to carry out their instructions long before long before the game starts. The preparation will all be done. So I've no qualms about that, Ryan. Just serve it and that's it. As I said today, the circus, that sideshow circus is over. The title to be won here, and also a Scottish Cup as well, but most importantly the title. So I liked him today. He was a wee bit bullish today, and I liked that about him. Big Dom coming in. It was a very well handled press conference. He looks a great deal happier and more confident. Agree with that, Dom, totally. And also Hazel Finn coming in. Evening, Hazel, how you doing? I was really impressed with Brendan Rodgers today, and the clip about not going golfing on Sunday, made her laugh. Yeah, he was even in kind of jovial when he said, "Well, I'll not be going golfing, that's for sure." So that, I know that was a real relaxed side to him, wasn't it, Ryan? After the kind of past 25 days, as you mentioned it, and the punishment or fate was only known yesterday. So yeah, he's had a wee bit of time to get his head around it, and I don't think he seems too perturbed, is he?
No, I think he certainly seems to be in a good mood, judging by that press conference today, which is brilliant to see. He's a charmer. Brendan Rodgers is a charmer. He always goes on the charm offensive. Ange Postecoglou was completely different. People liked his sarcastic tone, and I know he could come out with charming stuff as well. But Brendan Rodgers is all about the look as well, and the charm offensive that he does in the media, which I like. It's a completely different style, but I like it all the same. I like it even more when his team's winning football matches and playing the style that we know that they can play. That'll be the aim on Sunday, to translate what looks to be a good 2 weeks worth of training, then translated onto the pitch and onto the field of play, and getting a good result and win to go along with that. Yeah, I was impressed with his press conference today. I've got to agree with everybody that's coming in and commenting saying that. I was impressed too. I liked his tone. I liked the way he was answering the questions, and he looks pretty happy to be there at the moment. So hopefully that translates onto the pitch, and a good performance comes our way on Sunday.
Spoke about personnel, Ryan, as well. Cameron Carter-Vickers is going to play. Rio Hatate is going to play. Callum McGregor ain't going to play. So that's fair enough. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and the famous song says by Meatloaf. But I think we got the 2 out of 3 in the wrong order, didn't we? So, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think there's a tweet I need to delete from yesterday, the day before, about Callum McGregor saying he was the first name on the team sheet. I might need to. I know you only get an hour now to change a tweet on X, as it's known now. But if they would just extend that ever so slightly, or if I could do that tweet, maybe first name on the team sheet next Sunday, if I could edit that once again, then I'd be quite delighted. But yeah, Callum McGregor's imminent form, or imminent return, that's what Jerry McCulloch was saying the other day. I thought that would just be the next match. Looks as if he could probably play. It's just that Celtic are taking the right decision by not risking him.
Yeah.
Achilles can be quite dodgy on those plastic pitches as well. Anywhere around that area, if you pull that, then you're out long term. Make sure that he's okay for that Rangers game. It's a different story for me anyway, with Rio Hatate and Cameron Carter-Vickers. I think both of them have got to start. I'm gonna be bringing out spoilers already in my predicted lineups, but guess what? They're both in there when it drops at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, midday. I want them both to be playing. You need the creativity from somewhere, and Hatate brings that creativity, and he's a risk taker. He also scored the last time. I know it wasn't a great penalty, but he did score the last time we went to the last time Celtic went to the Tony Macaroni. And Cameron Carter-Vickers, Celtic win games when he's playing, and they struggle to win games when he isn't playing. It's black and white. He's got to play on Sunday.
Indeed. 140 people joining us. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time on a Friday night. Big Dom, for the first time in ages, he's got a good feeling about the rest of the season. I don't think you're alone, Dom, in that. Jim Dolan, as Brendan Rodgers said, the team will know exactly what to do. So, Michelle Shaw saying Brendan's got the press in his back pocket. She's saying get them telt. TELT, good old-fashioned Glaswegian expression there. Telt, get them telt. But yes, indeed, I thought Brendan was very impressive today, and he spoke very well. And as I said earlier, there seems to be a laser focus. I think there's a feeling of purpose now about Celtic going into these last 8 games, certainly 8 league games, 1 game in the Scottish Cup, hopefully 2 if they can reach the final. But yeah, I'm like Dom. Can't wait for the rest of the season to unfold now, Ryan.
Yep, absolutely. I'm completely the same. I think I also say in the predicted lineups, another spoiler, that it's been the longest international break known to man, I think. Or it's certainly felt like that. I know it's not been any different in terms of the length, but it's felt so long. I think that's because Celtic were playing well as well before the international break came up. They had that good performance against St Johnstone, and then all of a sudden they're not on lockdown, but the games, the league's halted as a result of the international football. Just felt like Celtic were getting into a bit of a rhythm, and then they're stopping and starting again. Yes, it's not the most ideal pitch to be playing on Sunday, but it's a game, and Celtic will be looking to get all 3 points from that and a good performance. They actually showed in their last game at the Tony Macaroni, even with 10 men, that they can play football on that pitch. They can use it to their advantage. They can spread the play really, really quickly. And when they do that, Livingston really, really struggled. Even with the 10 men, they put Maeda, they put Kyogo up front, and the two of them ran riot with their pressing. They were like, they worked in twos. There was a duo, that double team that was pressing every single time. And I lost count of how many times Livingston lost the ball as a result of that. So they can play on that surface, They've now got better personnel than what they did on that day, or round about the same personnel, plus Cameron Carter-Vickers there too. I'm not sure if he actually played that game. I'd need to look back in the lineup to be perfectly sure, but they'll have Hatate, they'll have Carter-Vickers, they'll also have informed players such as Nicholas Kuhn and Kyogo, have Matt O'Reilly, who's arguably player of the season. So yeah, you look from that 1 to 11, it's a strong team, and you think that the individuals in that team can form together as a collective and get the job done.
Yep, over 150 people joining us, 155 in fact, so thank you guys, appreciate that. Big Don come back in, he's looking forward to see even more from Kuhn. Michelle Shaw saying he was brilliant. I think he's been brilliant. Late you wrote an article about Kuhn and Yang the other day, didn't you, Ryan? Hazel Finn come back and saying she took a lot of confidence from Brendan Rodgers today. It's the first time in ages he's looked really relaxed and confident. Hopefully good timing for the rest of the season. Jim Dolan back in saying I think most of the fans sense there's a change in the wind. Yeah, I certainly do, it isn't. He certainly does. And Kevin Slav saying if Celtic can turn it on now, it'll be one of the best or most satisfying titles in years, up and at them. And Gary McCormick coming in saying he has faith that Celtic will do the business against Rangers. The struggle to break teams with part of the bus, but Brendan Rodgers' possession play suits against teams that open up against us. Sadly, doesn't happen often enough in the Premiership. So he's talking about the fact that Rangers will come and have a go, obviously, at Ibrox. And Chill Paul, yes, Chill, we like that. Hit the like button, people. Thank you very much. Neil Campbell saying start James Forrest. And Big Dom asking who will partner Cameron Carter-Vickers. Can't disclose all was predicted 11, Ryan. We've given them a couple of spoilers already, but we'll leave that suspended in mid-air, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got to give people something to look forward to tomorrow. I know there's 2 articles going up tomorrow, as well as an article going up at 10:30 tonight that's been embargoed. Some more Joe Hart comments, some really good Joe Hart comments as well. But we'll wait until 10:30 until the embargo's lifted before discussing them on the website. Yeah, we've got a classic game that you were talking about.
Yes.
From, was it 2005, 2006 time?
Yes, Strachan's era, yes, indeed. The highest ever score from a Celtic team going away to Almond Vale. So that will narrow it down, guys. You'll know what game I'm talking about. But, some games in the midst of time, they just kind of pass you by. When I was researching this to get a Livingston game, and I was like, wow. And I couldn't really remember it. And I looked at it and I thought, I'll surely remember the goals. But I didn't remember the goals either. So there you go. But it was good to go back in and delve into that. So that'll be the archive game, the Celtic Way series that we're doing, archive games against every opposition that we're playing. So I think people are enjoying that, Ryan, as well. But you were talking about Joe Hart there. He spoke to the broadcast media as well, didn't he? And the headline you put on the Q&A, you quite liked it, didn't you? Was it the 4 things or something, wasn't it? What was that? What was the headline?
Yeah, on the Q&A, I said the 4 things that will make the team fully bond.
Four steps, you said.
I thought you were talking about the separate article that I did that's on the website just now. About Hart makes the
Hart. Yes.
It was a play on words about Joe Hart and about the Hart grows fonder on absence. I was talking about the absence of the Celtic players and the fact that going away for a couple of days, whether that be on international duty or just on holiday for a few days, you can see there's a real camaraderie between all the players in the team, and Joe Hart was talking about that today. That's a really good dressing room to be involved with, and even being away for a week or so, when he comes back, he realises just how much he misses it. It's quite funny because this is going to be, or not funny, it's more sad in a way that this is Joe Hart's final international break of his career before he hangs up his boots and gloves for the final time in this long and illustrious career. It's been a tremendous career for him. I'm hoping that he can go out with a bang and get another 2 trophies, or at least 1 trophy, which being the Scottish Premiership. If he can do that, then I think everybody will wish him well as he heads off into the sunset and does whatever he has to do. I'm sure he'll be pretty much well off anyway. So, it's up to him what he decides to do next. But he's been a great servant for Celtic, and I hope he can just finish it off with another couple of trophies.
It is the end of an era when it comes to Joe Hart, but the great thing about him declaring that early doors is that's not become a sideshow. And as you count down, everybody knows he's leaving at the end of the season, and he'll have his moment then. Whatever happens when it is his last game, he'll get the ovation that he he richly deserves, because he's been a superb influence in that dressing room from the moment he walked in. He embraced the challenge. The club got under his skin, and he allowed it to. And I think, and I've said this before, and I've said it again, I was talking about Jockstein earlier, but I think Joe Hart will be one of the first to admit that Celtic weren't his first love, but it'll be one of his last loves of his football life, So, and he'll look back fondly on his time in Glasgow, and I think history will be kind to him as well. Celtic supporters loved what he brought to the table. Yeah, he was an easy scapegoat and target at times, but he really embraced playing for Celtic and the success that he had, and hopefully the success that he's going to have as he winds his career down. So, I think everybody's had a pop at him at some point for something that he has did
It's
during his Celtic career.
It's the most scrutinised position on the park, because
of course
mistakes directly lead to goals in that position. Unfortunately, it's the hazards of taking that job, and he's taken it. But he's taken any criticism, in his stride, and he's always bounced back as well, which is which sort of describes the player. It makes him such a good player in that regard, and such a good pro.
He's a consummate professional and has a healthy respect for our job as well. He's never once walked past guys in the mix zone, or whenever there's been a game at Hampden, he's always stopped to speak, win, lose or draw, whatever. And big up to him for that. He's got a cracking rapport with a lot of the media boys, because they respect him and he respects them, and he always gives of his best. He always gives you something, leaves you with something whenever he addresses the media, speaks to them, and can't speak highly enough of him as a person and as a professional. And I think every Celtic supporter will be indebted to him for what he brought at a time of need, Ryan, in terms of the goalkeeping position.
Stability, that's what he brought. I think that's one word that was needed, and consistency. And the season prior was anything but consistent in terms of the goalkeepers, because 3 goalkeepers were used over the course of the season. Now, for any team using that, it just sparks panic, and it just illustrates panic in the back line, which is never good. And other teams will take advantage of that panic, because they'll sense that as a form of weakness, which it was. You had Barkas, you had Hazard, and you had Scott Bain. Only one of those is still at the club, and even then, he doesn't even get a game anymore in Bain, apart from the odd 1 or 2 games here and there. But with Joe Hart, he's been an ever-present. I can't remember him being injured at all for Celtic in the 3 seasons that he's been at the club. Maybe he'd missed 1 or 2 games, but that's about it. He's been consistent. I think it's worked for Joe Hart as well as it's worked for Celtic. It's been that one of those sort of agreements that went hand in hand with one another. Joe Hart, he's reinvigorated his career. He's had a great twilight. He's won 5 trophies already at Celtic. It's an incredible trophy haul that he's got already at when he was at Manchester City, but now at Celtic he's won even more trophies. And for Celtic, they've got that stability that they badly needed after that 2020-21 season, the season that shall not be named, that we keep on naming on this podcast. But yeah, it's just been a successful signing, definitely a more successful signing than the other player that was signed on that day in James McCarthy. If you were to have asked me around about 3 years ago who would be the more successful of the two, I would have probably said James McCarthy if he was fit. Unfortunately for James McCarthy, the opposite has happened, and Joe Hart has been a great signing for Celtic, and McCarthy's just there to make up the numbers, unfortunately, at this point in time, if even that. So, if you can get half of the signings right on the one day, then you're doing a pretty good job. And Joe Hart's definitely been worth all of the money that Celtic paid for him.
Yeah, and I see, you want to go onto the website, you can log on to that and you can see the full Q&A, and Ryan's also written another article on what he said as well, so you can have a look at that. I did the same with Brendan Rodgers as well. There's an article on the website just now from both of them, from myself and Ryan on Joe Hart, myself and Brendan Rodgers. But yeah, over 207 people, Ryan, joining us on a Friday night. That's amazing, isn't it? We genuinely appreciate it. It's a long day for ourselves, but it's a long day for you guys too. And it's also Good Friday, Ryan. It's bank holiday time as well, isn't it? So people joining us, I think that's cracking, really kind.
I believe I've got a fish supper waiting for me in the kitchen as well. Good Friday
Oh,
needs must. But
oh,
yes, not to put that out
a
there,
dinner,
but
a dinner spoiler, was it? A dinner
it's a dinner spoiler.
spoiler?
I'll be spoiling TV programs in a wee minute, so apologies in advance. But yeah, it's been a good day because you always enjoy doing the press conferences and hearing what Brendan Rodgers has to say and the player that's put up, regardless of who that is. Then you get the chance to go and write another article using the quotes that you've previously transcribed. So you're getting the usage of all the quotes that you've wrote out, and it's quite a productive day in that sense. And I always enjoy doing these shows at the end to sort of round up everything as we prepare for Sunday's game.
I would just like to put lots of content up there for obviously existing subscribers and the new subscribers who are coming on. And we thank everybody who's taken that offer up. We've had an incredible response to that, so we really are grateful, humbled by it. To be fair, we've managed to put on a lot of subscribers, and we're just a tad away from a magical number or a milestone number for ourselves. So we're very pleased with that. Danny Boy coming in. Don't get the love for Joe Hart. So try that again. Joe Hart. He's had a few good saves, but that's what he's paid for. Some of his mistakes have been a joke, way past his best. I think that's a bit harsh, Danny Boy. I think he's done a fantastic job. I should say everybody's had their criticisms of him, but there you have it. It's all about opinions, isn't it? And I'll try and say that right. Joe Hart, I was looking at a few good saves, so there you go. But hey,
don't get me wrong.
There you go.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It is the right time for Joe Hart to leave as well.
Oh yeah.
The couple of weeks before he signed that, or the couple of weeks before he announced that his retirement, there was people saying that maybe he should go on for another year. No, I think this is the perfect time for both. Not sever the ties, but just call an end to a really good working relationship between the two. Joe Hart's been a great servant for Celtic, but it's up to the Celtic board to first of all appoint a head of recruitment, because you can't sign any players without a head of recruitment, or if you do, then any head of recruitment might not like those players that you've brought in, and then it causes a conflict of interest. So they need to sign a head of recruitment, and then they need to sign a goalkeeper that's of the same ilk as Joe Hart, maybe even a bit younger, late 20s, 25 to 30 I would go for in terms of a goalkeeper. This isn't a 1 or 2 season job. I think for Celtic, they need a goalkeeper for the next 4, 5, 6 seasons. And the only reason you lose him is because he's played so well that a more affluent, not a more affluent club, a richer club come in and pry them from Celtic's clutches, basically. So you're wanting a good young goalkeeper that has the chance to improve while at Celtic, but a steady pair of hands and feet at the same time.
Yep.
If they can do that, then you're going to win about 9 to 12 points a season with the saves that they make. It's such an important position, and one that needs to be
addressed.
It needs to be the first signing of the summer, the first on-field signing of the summer. It needs to be a goalkeeper. They need to be in before pre-season. I think they need to be there on the very first day of pre-season to get acclimatised to their new teammates. They've got to go on that US tour. They've got to play in the first game of the season in the Premiership and then on, and they need to be there throughout the season. The number one needs to be the number one, and everyone needs to know who the number one is. In order to do that, then Celtic we need to open up the checkbook.
That number one priority that you're making it then, Ryan, yeah?
It's the no, well, the number two is the number one on-field priority, but I'd say the number one priority for everything is the head of recruitment, because that's a position that needs to be filled. It's going to be the difference in the next few years, I think, because it seems as if Rangers have got their act together with recruitment, and they'll find those bargains, and they'll find, well, even then they're signing players for $4.5 million, so it's hardly a bargain, but they'll have good recruitment. So it's up to Celtic to better that recruitment. Rangers can have good recruitment, want Celtic to have great recruitment.
Yeah. Thomas Gallagher, why so late? Thought it was between 4 and 5. Thomas, we need to do the work first, and then we come on. So yeah, we try and aim for that, but sometimes it's not possible. We're busy people, as you can see. But hey, better late than never. We hope, guys. We're here now. Chloe K, she's going to sign up right now. Thank you for that, Chloe. Appreciate that. And Thomas comes back in. Why didn't Brendan Rodgers mention Liam Scales or Mike Nawrowski when asked about injury update? I did find that strange as well, Thomas, but he wasn't probed on that. He was only probed on the likes of Hatate and Callum McGregor, wasn't he? So I don't know why there was kind of not supplementary questions or follow-up questions asking about Scales and Navrosky, but I'm assuming the fact that he didn't mention them that they're okay, or most people are, because I'm sure he would have made a point of it. But I would like to have heard what he had to say about both of them. So, but unfortunately, he wasn't asked, and he never mentioned them. So,
To be fair, the question was quite directed at the players that the interviewer actually put out. So he did ask about Hatate, he did ask about Palma as
yeah,
well.
no, yeah.
But I would much rather it was more like a generalisation of what players are out and what players are coming back. I also think that's something that could maybe be communicated better from the club. A small article could do that business in which it gives a time frame for when players can return. You see that in other sports, so
Well,
I would
yeah,
like that to be something.
and I would always kind of say, personally, I would kind of do it at the end, Ryan, of a press conference, rather than burn the question. That you would know at the end, right? Brendan Rodgers has got a sheet in front of him, and he maybe just reads it out. Celtic prepare that way, and just say,
It's
right,
very true, actually.
team and injury update. Here it is, guys. Before you ask, but do it right at the end. Say before you go, here's the personnel. I mean, just that would be my preference. I just, but listen, you say people do it different ways, but I just think it would be worthwhile at the end just to say, right, team round up, who's in, who's out, type thing. You know what I mean? And then if Brendan had a list in front of him to say such and such, there you go, and everybody gets mentioned. So
yeah, because that was quite frustrating with Iwata earlier on in the season.
Players, yeah, of course, yeah. Rather than ask about specific players, everybody or the first team squad's included in that. So every week you get an update. It might be the same, no change, but at least you know where you stand. But just again, what I want and what you want and what the Celtic supporters want and what Brendan Rodgers and the club want to do are two different things entirely, aren't they? Big Dom, Brendan's keeping his cards close to his chest, and Tam Mack coming in, winning the league. Don't know who he's talking to, but yeah, exactly. But I like that sentiment, Tam. There you go. 238 people joining us, Ryan, to talk about the Celtic press conference today with Brendan Rodgers and Joe Hart. But we'll be in attendance at the Tony Macaroni on Sunday. It can't come quick enough for myself. I know you're excited about it as well.
Yeah, probably go live at about 10 to 11, 5 to 11 with regard to that. We'll get the graphic sorted. Hopefully it's as close to the graphic that we've made in terms of team lines. And we will try and be live as soon as possible. Ideally before other channels go live as well, just so that we've got not for competition reasons, but just so that we've got that spot so that loads of people, as many people can join us as possible on the live stream. Some of the numbers, especially in pre-match, it's quite strange, but I do like it. Some of the pre-match numbers have been absolutely incredible in recent weeks. You get your 600, 700 people watching at a time. If we can get as many people as that, then it'd be absolutely brilliant.
Thomas Gallagher having a pop saying that means 12, right? You said 11, didn't you? Something like that. So, yeah, Thomas, well, thankfully, the work we do is all kind of geared towards the game on Sunday. So, yeah, we'll be in situ as the team lines come out, and we'll be endeavour to come on as soon as they drop. But, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'll let Ryan go and enjoy his fish supper for the evening and enjoy his Good Friday. It's been a good Friday, and work-wise, Ryan, productivity-wise. Hope you guys enjoy all the stuff on the website, and there's still more to come. And also, thank you if you've taken up the new subscription offer of 6 months of access for £1, plus your free Kyogo Furuhashi print from renowned football artist made by Frankie. An incredible uptake in that, guys. We are just a few short of a magic number for us, and that's quite humbling to us. And, well, as I say, we can't do it without you. Sponsorship with the Wiesman Boilers and MPH Group and subscriptions are a big part of what we do. It helps us continue to do what we do on a daily basis. It helps us grow the channel. We know there's a big spiel. Ryan did the big spiel to start with the Wiesman and the MPH Group boiler sponsorship, but it's we don't make any secret of the fact that these are big things for us when people are helping us continue to produce the daily bulletins, daily podcasts help us provide the top quality content and journalism that we pride ourselves on providing every day, Ryan. So yeah, these are big things for us, subscriptions and sponsorship. So yeah, we thank you for your patience in that when we're bigging up these kind of things.
Yep, absolutely. www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. Can't continue to do the things that we do on the YouTube side of things without the subscriptions on the Celtic Way website. Now, we thank everybody for joining us so far on the website, but we need to do more. We need to keep on getting more and more people, because the more people we get, the better the content we'll get as well, because it allows us to do more things and be more flexible in what we do too. So if you visit www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe, £1 for 6 months, that'll be you sorted throughout the summer transfer window, throughout the start of next season into September. That'll be you absolutely sorted, and you'll get the free Kyogo Furuhashi print that you can frame and put on your wall. Hopefully, who will hopefully be celebrating another league title under his belt.
John Summers coming in. Score prediction, Tony Ryan. He's going for 3-0. We usually do the score predictions at the pre-match one, John, so we'll just hold it.
And I think we'll continue to do that, yeah.
We'll just hold it till then, yeah, exactly. But Hazel Finn, enjoy your evening, guys. Good show. Thank you very much, Hazel. Tam Mac, God bless. Happy Easter. Same to yourself, Tam Mac. See you Sunday, guys, says Thomas. Well do, Thomas. Thank you for that. And Tam Mac comes in and says, thanks for broadcasting. Keep it up. It will grow. We really do appreciate that, guys. We don't pay lip service to it. We told you before, we like to flick your comments up on the stream and get a flavour of what the supporters and subscriber base are thinking. And it helps us. One, it helps us grow the channel, and it helps us educate ourselves as well, Ryan, don't we? We like to listen and try and provide what you want on a daily basis. But yeah, it's been a long day, but I wouldn't want it any other way, Ryan, talking about the leather belts, the Marjorie Proops, the fuzzy felts,
no other way than the Celtic way. That's basically what I like to think of it as. We love it. We love doing it. We love contributing for you guys. We love doing these live videos. But yeah, I just realised that we've been going for 36 minutes. We usually talk beforehand about how long we want these videos to go. I think the time that we said was 15-20 minutes today, but we've managed to go 35-40 minutes. So that just shows you. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Indeed. Right, you go and get your dinner, fella, and I'll see you on Sunday. See everybody on Sunday. Thanks, guys, for your subscription. Thanks for taking the offer up. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Over 200 people. Absolutely brilliant. I'll let you go and enjoy your Easter as well, your Easter Friday, your Good Friday, and your Easter Saturday. We'll see you on Easter Sunday.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.